Hello, everyone. Welcome to my new episode where I feature Simcoe County mayors talking about real estate. Good luck to you, first of all, Mr. Mayor. We're with the Mayor of Barrie, Jeff Lehman.
Yep.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm a little terrified right now.
Only because of the questions or because of me?
No, I'm always happy to talk about real estate. It is what an unbelievable year though that we've just come through, right?
That's kind of why I'm here. What are your thoughts on? So let's back up to March of 2017.
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
Well, so I mean, even in the 6 months before that, I'd started to hear the stories in him. You know, they were coming to me from people in the community and even people writing in here and calling in here saying, you know, I just sold my house. It never even got listed, and we got 4 offers, and I sold it for $100,000 over asking. I mean, those stories were happening all winter, and it really reached a peak, I guess, in March. The other thing that we really started to hear a lot of was that people were finding that rents were going up very dramatically, that they'd been looking a few months previously, and you know, the same place had gone from $900 to $1,200 or $1,200 to $1,500, and you start to worry about the pressure that puts on people, right?
Huge pressure, especially for myself as a realtor who have clients that are now trying to look even just for a rental apartment.
Yeah. Well, and I think the other thing too is I know that it became a huge crunch for listings. I mean, in the early first few months of 2017, there were, at one point, there was less than 100 active listings in Barrie. Well, we have over 900 agents. I mean, I thought this is going to be really, really tough on agents who are trying to increase the supply of listings. Now, obviously, fast forward and the situation's changed, but it was really uncharted waters. We saw the price of an average home in Barrie double in 3 years. And you know, for everybody, I think a lot of the historic economics that made moving to Barrie work, it just changed. I mean, it used to be on a solid sort of, I guess you'd call it middle class income, you could afford a detached home in Barrie. That's really not the case anymore. And even with the cooling off later this year or in the middle part of this year, it's still really we're in a new normal. The fundamental economics have changed.
Good luck to first-time home buyers currently right now too.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that's interesting that's happened in Barrie is that the development community, the home building community has responded by changing product, right? So it's not all bad in the sense that it, I think, encouraged a lot of sites that were historically vacant, that had never been developed to, they're now coming to be built on, and we can see that driving around Barrie. And I can tell you that in this office, every single week we get more plans for, you know, those vacant sites that are sitting out there in different parts of the city. So that's a very good thing. And a lot of what's coming in is townhouses and mid-rise residential, and that is more of the new entry level, right? I think, though, the major, really big change that's coming in Barrie is obviously the annexed lands are going to open up starting next year. And I think, you know, you'll see the model homes, you'll start to see deposits being taken next year. And that is thousands, not hundreds. So I think that's really going to change things.
How do you think personally the real estate, aside from the annex, is going to go in Barrie over the next year to 2 years? Do you think that we're going to see an influx with people coming to Barrie, or do you think now that they realize that the price of a detached home, do you think they're going to start to move even probably further north?
Yeah, interesting question. So and I really don't have a lot of data on that, but I can tell you what I'm hearing.
Right.
I think when the prices spiked this winter, you know, you did have exactly that happening. We had people who still saw $600,000 as a bargain because in the GTA you needed $1 million plus for the same kind of home. That displaced people who couldn't afford $600,000. So those folks started buying in Aurelia and Angus and Gravenhurst, and we did actually even hear some suggestion that in commuting to Barrie was increasing from surrounding small towns.
Correct.
So, you know, with people not being able to afford Barrie anymore or cashing out, right? Because You could get your $600,000 for a home that you'd paid $300,000 for 3 or 4 years ago, and then take half of that and buy that home again and trade the commute. That's the same equation that people who work in the GTA and live in Barrie have been doing for 30 years.
Yes.
It's been a big reason why Barrie grew. So you trade, and I'm sure everybody has their own individual choices and reasons and willingness to trade certain distance for certain price. But I think you're right that now that equation is running in Simcoe County and Central Ontario, with Barrie being the in-commuting spot for a lot more people because they're being pushed out by the prices.
What's the one thing you want listeners, viewers, to know while they're watching this about your thought process on why they should be moving into Barrie?
So, I mean, I like to talk about us being the capital of Central Ontario, and the dock and Bay Street aren't very far away, and they're sort of equal distance away, right? I mean, we're right between the two. Yep. So, there's the lifestyle that a waterfront city on the edge of Muskoka, on the edge of Greater Toronto offers. That's you can't get anywhere else. And I mean, we've put a lot of effort, obviously, into our waterfront and into the kind of programming, festivals, and events and things that really create a great quality of life.
Almost every weekend we have something going on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it gets a little less attention than the physical projects, but all of the festivals that we do, I mean, we really are a city of festivals. Yes. And this year more than most, there was this stretch this summer when over a 6-week period between Burroughs Creek and the Barrie waterfront, there was a major festival every weekend. Yes. And I do know that people look for all kinds of different things in terms of their quality of life and what makes living in a community great. But I think we have a much broader range of attractions and events and programs and reasons to live here than we did even 10 years ago. And one of the nice things about growth is that there's always something new happening here. Right. So when you move here, you quickly find that life keeps getting richer. And I think that's the one of the big benefits if we can channel it well as a community. If we can say, as we grow, we're going to make sure that we don't just grow for the sake of being a bedroom community. We're going to be a regional economy, and we're going to be a tourism destination. We're going to be a cultural center, and we're going to keep adding new great reasons to live in Barrie and enjoy the lifestyle here.
Thanks for talking with me. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
Yeah. For more information, I'm going to link all of the City of Barrie links below in the video. Okay. That way, if anyone has any questions relating to anything about the City of Barrie, they'll have access to it.
All right.
Thanks for having me again.
Of course. Thank you.
Have a great day. Bye, guys.